So which one would you choose if you had the choice? Hazard Zone or Warzone? Obviously, to get out the bag straight away, we haven't seen gameplay of Hazard Zone. We don't know any confirmed details around Hazard Zone, but there's a lot of things that have been data mined and leaked about the mode, which sound really, really good, really interesting. And I actually think, in my opinion, it's going to be a better all-round game mode than Warzone. Hear me out. Before we get the wet wipes absolutely screaming at me in the comments section saying, we don't know anything about it yet, we've got no reason to say that Hazard Zone is going to be a better game. Look, yes, I understand that we haven't seen anything about it yet, but I just think there's a gap in the market for Hazard Zone, and I feel like with everything we've heard so far, so for example, to summarize a couple of things, we're going to have its own black market, its own currency, no emphasis really on just kills, but actually following a storyline, extracting, looting. The objective is to loot, to spend time in that game and loot around and find different things, to covertly take out AI players, to covertly take out actual players that are joining that game with you as well and battling against them, killing people to get better loot, to then take into your inventory in the main menu, and then you can rather sell it, you can take that into a game as well. I just think that the benefits and the perks of a game like Hazard Zone or a mode like it is going to really outweigh and have much more replay value than it would on a game such as Warzone. Now with Warzone, obviously you have one objective: to go into the game, to get as many kills as possible and to win the game. Once you've won that game, that is it. That game is completely over and done with, and we now have no other reason to even think back to that game. Are you really going to remember the game you played last night with your friends when you won with like 3 or 4 kills? No, you're never going to really think back to it unless something ridiculous happened. If I'm going to be playing Hazard Zone with 4 people, I'm going to be taking out 15 different AI players, and then I'm trying to get the intel from these satellites that are dropping all around the map, and I've got people that are coming in from all angles with sniper rifles, machine guns, pistols, people that are flying in jet fighters and cars. Bro, what sounds better? What sounds better to you? And again, there's not really going to be that much of an emphasis on getting kills. Obviously, if you are skilled, and getting kills is going to be great, you're going to have a whale of a time playing the mode. But the good thing about Hazard Zone is that you can be a god-awful player at the game and still manage to loot someone that's got absolutely insane gear, which means if you get lucky, you third-party someone, you're god-awful at the game, you third-party an encounter with 2 really good players, they both have amazing loot. Bro, you can loot those guys, take their weapons, their armor, their equipment, their consumables, their tacticals, grenades, etc., whatever it is that you can buy, you can take all of that, extract with it, and you've then got all of that gear to go into the next game with, or to sell for more things. For me, there's just much more of a replay value around Hazard Zone from what it is. I mean, a battle royale game, anyone can jump on and play it. Absolutely anyone can jump onto a battle royale game, have fun, and especially with the skill-based matchmaking on Warzone, if you are god-awful at the game, you are going to come against god-awful players. Whereas really, on Hazard Zone, if there's no matchmaking which revolves around skill, which I really hope that there isn't, you can go into a game and you can kill someone that's absolutely decked out, and you can come out with all of that gear. Or you can get dicked on. It's as simple as that. And that's all down to play style and not necessarily all around skill. Now, the big problem with this as well is that we could run into a lot of people that are camping in areas and stuff like that. But again, things like audio is going to be massive in this game. If you're going to have audio going through buildings and you'll be able to hear people walking above you, below you, in different rooms, opening doors, closing doors, shooting, grenades, different movements of reloading, stuff like that, the audio in this game is going to have to be on par for Hazard Zone to be the top game. If the audio is anything like Warzone, we're going to have a big problem. We've obviously done a lot of different videos on Hazard Zone on the channel and a lot of information around the video. So again, go on the channel, go in the past, and just look for all of the Hazard Zone videos and get yourself up to speed with that as well. In the last video we did actually around Hazard Zone, we went into detail around all the leaks around it. So I'll put that in the link in the description on screen right now. But if you want to, just go back and watch that. And it gives you basically a rundown of everything that has been leaked and data mined so far. Sounds amazing in the game, and it sounds like a really positive game mode. I don't think it's going to be there on launch. I could really hope that I'm wrong, but from what we've heard, it sounds sick. Obviously, you got your own currency, your own black market. You have essentially, you drop into a game with a set amount of gear that you choose before you go in. If you die with that gear without insurance on it, then you will lose it. If you insure the gear, and I presume if it doesn't get looted when you've insured the gear, then of course you get to keep it. You get reimbursed, your gear comes back to you because you've insured it, and you get loads of different tactical upgrades as well. You obviously get extra lives. You've also got more bonus XP for intel and obviously getting AI kills. There's so many different things on this game mode which I think really could have a positive impact on essentially not trying to phase a battle royale out, but just to show that it's not the only thing that is going to be fun for you to replay. Every game and every industry mode is trying to do something like a battle royale game or their own version on it. I'm really happy that EA and Battlefield and DICE are not just going down the same route as everyone else. They're taking their own direction and they're essentially just trying something new. I mean, you can argue that it's not something new because Tarkov have also done it, and it's apparently very, very similar to Tarkov. But to have a mainstream game like Battlefield trying to adopt this new type of game mode that Tarkov have essentially almost created, for me, it's honestly a win-win. I think this is the perfect game. I think Battlefield is the perfect game to adopt this kind of game mode. I think if Call of Duty was to do it, it wouldn't have the same effects, and I think it would kind of just, it would be one of those where you'd play it and you'd think, yeah, this is all right, but it's not what it could be. It's not what a battle royale could be. Call of Duty and a battle royale are perfect together, in my opinion, and I think Hazard Zone, Battlefield, and that type of game mode, absolutely perfect together. And that's one of the reasons why I think that this game mode, despite not knowing anything about it as of now, I think this is going to be one of the biggest game modes of the year. 100%. I really, really do. I think when this launches and it actually finally drops and people start to play it and realize what the game is about, because you got to remember, people probably haven't played Tarkov, and people that have played Tarkov may not have enjoyed it because it's such a hardcore game. You've got to be very good at a mouse and keyboard to be good at Tarkov, to control the recoil, to be able to have a good aim with a mouse and keyboard. You can't play controller with Tarkov because it just isn't possible. With the amount of keybinds, button combinations, it's just not possible to play controller on Tarkov. So to have a Battlefield, have that game, and take it, put it onto a console, put it onto a PC, and just allow players to essentially just be able to casually play a game like that, I think it's massive. It's really, really going to kick off, and I can 100% almost guarantee this will be one of the biggest games this year. Whether it will beat Warzone or not, I don't know. I don't think it will sell more than Warzone. I don't think it will make more money than Warzone. But from a consumer replayability perspective, and people that just want to jump on casually, I think if there's no skill-based matchmaking in this game, or only skill-based matchmaking for the god-awful or lower tier players, then I think we could be in for a winner here, guys. I really, really am. That's how confident I am with Hazard Zone. I think with what we've heard so far, it's really, really exciting. My biggest problem is with it as well. With Warzone, obviously, we have a dedicated Warzone map. With Hazard Zone, we don't have that. And I think we only have the maps that are in the game at the moment with Hazard Zone. So I think we have the one with the rocket ship. So that's also a part of the Hazard Zone map. We also have the map which is based in India, the ship yard in India. That's also a Hazard Zone map. And I think all of the maps in the game are essentially going to be Hazard Zone maps as well. I don't think we're ever going to have a dedicated map, and I think that's also one thing that I think the team should explore as well. Having one massive map just for Hazard Zone, I think would be sick. But yeah, I think it'd be really cool, especially to have all of these different types of maps, different things that happen within these maps. So I think some of the things that they were saying is that satellites can just randomly drop in the map at any given time. There's just completely random. Bigger satellites, smaller satellites, all contain different bits of intel. AIs also carry intel for the storyline and different bits like that for challenges and stuff. So you can collect those, you can hunt the AIs down and take them out covertly. And bro, you can and the good thing is you can actually be rewarded for playing in different styles. So you can be rewarded for being a more stealthy character. You can be rewarded for going all run and gun, because obviously you get more XP, you get the intel, you might even get more gear. You can play how you want to. There's no set way to play with Hazard Zone, and I think that is one of the biggest underrated features, and one of the things you can't necessarily really do in Warzone. If you play stealthy in Warzone, you're going to be called a camper, or you're just going to get absolutely dicked by the storm, or you're going to get bum rushed by 10 people reverse boosting using a VPN, you know? So it's going to be really interesting to be rewarded for playing more stealthy, more covertly, also for being able to rush in with vehicles and just run and gun to different areas and be rewarded for playing in those different ways. So really, really excited to give it a go, to actually hear about it. I'm hoping that later on this week we actually hear something about Hazard Zone, because I feel like they need to really announce something very soon. I had nothing about it since it was announced at Gamescom, and yeah, they really need to give us some information about this, because the hype is slowly dying, I believe. Not with like how good, not with the game, because everyone's really excited for the game, but I think the hype around the game at this time, and just the excitement overall about it is dropping a little bit, because everyone's a bit concerned as to why everything's so silent. There's not really been like set points I wanted to discuss. I just wanted to go into detail about it and explain why I think that Warzone is going to be obviously big this year with a new map and things on Vanguard. But I just think with Hazard Zone, if it's done right, I really think this game is going to kick off and really spark maybe even a new genre in the industry. Maybe this is going to spark a lot of other game developers and titles to do game modes like this rather than just stick with Battle Royale. And I think that could be really cool. So guys, drop a like on the video. Let me know down below what you think. I'd be really interested to know. And yeah, I hope you have enjoyed today's video, guys. Have a good day. We'll see you all in the next one.